I don't intend doing any formal speech, but just to give a few highlights about what we're doing in Parliament as far as the anti-witchcraft bill is concerned. Your Royal Highness, I think that the African woman needs to be celebrated at all costs. At all costs. Because the African woman is a survivor. When you look at the social inequalities that we have in Africa, and you still see women rising to do what they do, to the extent that even now, we can even say that we have a vice president of the republic who is a lady, who is a woman, and women deserve to be celebrated. Now, my journey to celebrate women began with me seeing how my own mother, as a virgin girl, was given to the shrine in a practice known as troposi. And because of that, she grew up without education or any skills, but she still fought to survive. Today, she's about 78. Her mom is 108. All of them are alive. So women deserve to be celebrated. If you look at the death from which she was coming, and for her to nurture young men like myself and my sisters, for me to becoming a street child, and I remember those days, many times you see her, if there is Ablajo, she'll be selling Ablajo. If Ablajo is gone, you see her at Jamestown, she's doing Egmo. If Egmo is gone, you are doing KK. She was doing everything possible. In fact, she sold her clothes to see us through school. I remember that the loan she went for to put me in the senior high school, she kept paying interest on that loan until I got to University of Ghana, took student loan to go and pay off that loan. That is how committed women are. So we need to celebrate women at all costs. And that is also why I find it very, very disappointing that even though in the 8th Parliament we passed the anti-witchcraft bill, it did not have a presidential assent for it to be fully implemented. My mothers, my brothers and my sisters, anytime a woman is accused of being a witch, she is being sentenced to death. That is how it is in some communities in Ghana. If you take the typical case of Epia Denta, she was only alleged to be a witch. Only the allegation was her death penalty. You would hardly hear that elderly males are described most of the time as wizards, and whether they are going to beat them to death. How many men have been beaten to death? Have you heard before? No. It's only our mothers who are vulnerable, having crossed menopause. Then her complaints are deemed to be witchcraft. Her menopausal symptoms are deemed to be witchcraft. If her kids are doing well, they will say she's a witch. If the kids are not doing well, she's still a witch. So women are consistently under attack. But anytime you do that, you violate their right to life and security. Anytime you tell somebody that you are a witch, you violate the right to life and security of that person. Secondly, you are discriminating against the woman. You want to just identify her in some category and just name her and destroy her. Thirdly, this leads to banishment in many communities. So women grow up in their own home, doing their own businesses, their farms, just doing their work. Only for someone to say you are a witch, she has to leave her home, leave her children, sometimes her grandchildren. So we need independent protection of women, and that is why will lead the anti-witchcraft bill. I believe that if today or yesterday Ghana won a very big resolution at the UN for reparations, then Africa might be ready with one voice to say that witchcraft accusation on the continent of Africa must cease, wherever it occurs, irrespective of which country you are in Africa. If you can accuse your own mother, your own grandmother, as being a witch, then I don't know which kind of society we are forming. So I came here this evening to encourage you, our mothers, that we love you, we cherish you. And some of us are committed to fighting this cause until this law is, in fact, we are reintroduced it in Parliament. And so as soon as the law passes, you cannot use any black magic to hurt somebody in the name of witchcraft. You alone understand the black magic. If you believe it, you can believe it at your home, but you can't use it against somebody. Number two, you can't go and positively identify people and calling them as witches. Because how do you know that? Because I remember that when we went to the Gambaga camp, a woman said that her rival told the husband that anytime she sleeps, she sees her in a dream, and when she looks at her, she gets headache. You are accused, you are a witch. There was one woman that said that she told us that she slept and saw herself flying. So in the morning she said she had become a witch. Yeah, we call it self-profession. Most of them are, like some of them are mental health cases. But that is their experience. That is their worldview. We can't challenge your belief. But if your belief will lead to destruction of others, that belief might be changed. And that is what we are doing with the anti-witchcraft bill. And also there are men who are professional witch catchers. So when you come to them, they will professionally determine whether you are a witch or you are not a witch. All of them, those witch doctors, we are criminalizing their activities. And then also all the witch camps that are available, we are banishing all those witch camps so that we can properly integrate the women into our society. Women deserve better, and we must work together to give them the best they deserve. Thank you. God bless you.